For those of you just joined us, my name is Gary Parker. I'm the Managing Director of CNT Associates. This presentation is brought to you with the support of the Royal Borough of Greenwich's Generative business program, which is a free business support program run under government funding. And we on that particular program, we're working with businesses that are generative, that is, have an environmental or social purpose. If your business fits that mold, because Stella is one of them who's on that program, if you message us, we can give you some further information. It is free, and you get a lot of free support on it, including from myself and from my colleague Sybil, who I will introduce shortly. This presentation is also part of Global Entrepreneurs Week, which is running from the 18th to the 23rd. So it's part of that initiative that CNT is part of, and we are providing a range of support. If you want further information or guidance, you can look at our YouTube channel, or I'll give our contact details later. You're all on our mailing list anyway, hopefully, which is why you joined us today. So without further ado, if you can put the first slide up, Sybil, please. Okay.
So I'll
And
move.
the subject for today is building an online store using Shopify. Yeah, if you go to the next slide, that's me with shorter hair. I'm the managing director of CNT. The company's been around for 20 years, and I've been managing director for about 10 years. We provide a range of business support, fundraising, and digital services for small businesses, non-profit making organizations, and a range of agencies, local authorities, and housing associations. For more information, you can look at our website. I'd like to also introduce you to my colleague, Sybil Mayard. So, Sybil, if you can introduce yourself, please.
Thank you, Gary. So my name is Sybil, and I've been working with CNT for the last 45 years on various different projects. And my background is in website design. I design and build websites for small businesses. And since I started doing that, I've worked with a range of small businesses from various different industry sectors, ranging from artists, creative people, well-being organizations, consultancies, fashion brands, and many others. So Gary will now take us through the workshop outline.
Yeah, what we've got on this today is an introduction to Shopify, where Sybil will outline the process and how Shopify works. Then we will look at drop shipping, which is a method of selling and accessing products to sell online. Then we're going to look at the Shopify theme store, which is one of the places you can get free and paid for apps and plugins to enhance your Shopify site. We're going to look at the initial setup, and then the apps that you can use and access through Shopify. We're going to look at marketing your online store, and we're going to look at Shopify Capital, which is a way that you can potentially fund your development of a Shopify site. And then we're going to have some questions and hopefully some answers for you as well. So, and finally, we'll give our contact information. So thank you for that, Sybil, if you can start the main presentation.
Thank you, Gary. So, well, first of all, we'll start with an introduction to Shopify. So what is it? It's a complete commerce platform that allows you to sell in multiple places, including online and in person. It was founded in 2006, and today there's millions of businesses all over the world which have made over 444 billion US dollars in sales using this platform. So Shopify is a massive platform and it really has potential. So I would highly recommend to consider it if you are planning to start an e-commerce business. So here are some benefits of using Shopify as an e-commerce platform. You don't need to worry about upgrading or maintaining software or web servers. All of that is done for you. You don't have to be a designer or developer to create your store because you're able to customize your themes without the need for editing any code. So no technical knowledge is required. You can use it from any laptop, desktop, smartphone, or tablet device to manage your website. All you need is an internet connection and products to sell. So you can manage your store from almost anywhere as long as you have a compatible device and an internet connection. And if you don't have any products yet, you may want to try drop shipping, and we will talk about that briefly later on in the presentation. So here are more benefits of using Shopify. There's no limit on the number of products you can sell on your Shopify store. It's very easy to manage your products and accept payments. So all you need to do is load your product information into your store, then set up a payment gateway, and this is how you will be able to accept payments and get paid by your customers. You're able to sell to international markets with the new Shopify Markets feature. It includes excellent marketing and SEO tools. SEO stands for search engine optimization, which is a process of improving your website on a continual basis so it appears higher in search engine results. If you need to extend the functionality of your store, then there are thousands of apps available from the Shopify App Store. These are both free and paid. And finally, you do get 24/7 access to the Shopify support team via different channels such as chat, email, phone, and the community forums. So there is always help available. And there is many resources available for free, training courses as well on the Shopify website. So who uses Shopify? Many large companies also use it, including Gymshark, the Cambridge Satchel Company, as well as musicians such as Beyonce, Adele, and Rihanna, who use Shopify for their own personal brands. So whether you are a small business or startup or a large enterprise, Shopify is very scalable, and there is a plan available no matter how large or small your business is. as a solution for any type of business. So we talked earlier about drop shipping as a way of selling products without actually having any. And this is a business model that has become quite popular recently due to the fact that you don't have to hold your own stock. So the way this works is the products are sent directly from your supplier to your customers. So there's no need for you to manage any inventory or handle the shipping logistics because all of that is done for you. You only buy the products once you make a sale. And here are some examples of drop shipping apps. So there is AliExpress, there's Printful, DTG UK, which stands for Direct to Garment UK. So Printful and DTG UK are examples of print on demand services. So let's say you are running a t-shirt business. Rather than having all of your t-shirts already made and sitting in your home, perhaps, whenever a customer places an order on your website through drop shipping, the t-shirt will get made and printed and sent directly to the customer only when that order happens. So that's what it means by print on demand. They don't the t-shirts don't have to be already made and available in advance. It only gets made when an order is placed on your website. And then the little diagram here shows the 4 steps. So step 1 is the customer places an order on your website. Step 2, the order gets sent to the supplier. Step 3 is the product gets made by the manufacturer, and then it's prepared and packed. Then step 4, the order is dispatched to your customer. And here are a few steps in order to find drop shipping suppliers. So you can research online, contact manufacturers and distributors, attend trade shows and exhibitions, consult with local wholesalers or distributors, and finally verify their credentials. So make sure they are a reliable and reputable supplier to be dealing with. Okay. So to give you an idea of costs, there are several plans available that Shopify offers, but if you're on the basic plan, it will usually cost £25 per month. But there's currently an offer where you can get it for £1 for the first month, so you might want to make use of that special offer. Or alternatively, you can contact us about setting up an unlimited trial store for you. So what this is, it's a trial version of Shopify, but without any time limit. So you're able to take as long as you want to explore the platform. You can load products, you can change themes, you can configure all the settings, and you won't need to pay any subscription to Shopify until you're ready to launch your store. Now, we do charge a small setup fee for doing that, but it's much more cost effective as you only pay the initial setup fee and you can use it for as long as you like on a trial basis. There are credit card fees of 2% plus 25 pence per transaction if you are on the basic Shopify plan. So whenever you make a sale, then they do charge a small fee. And there are no transaction fees unless you enable a third-party payment provider. So usually you wouldn't have to do this because you can use Shopify Payments, which is the default payment gateway. If you do need to enable a third-party payment provider, then they do charge additional fees on top of the 2% plus 25 pence that we mentioned. And there are other plans available on Shopify starting from £5 a month. So that is a very reduced version of Shopify that doesn't give you an online store. That is for if you have an existing website or you're on social media and you only want the checkout functionality. You still have the capability to load your products into Shopify, but it doesn't give you the whole website. What it will do is it will create a checkout link, which you can put onto your website or on your social media, and people can purchase your products via that link. And there are also higher plans. So there's a sort of intermediate plan, there's an enterprise plan for businesses who are established or growing, or for larger enterprises. Now, one of the first things you're going to be thinking about when creating your online store is what theme to use. So a theme is a set of styles, colors, and fonts that determines the look and feel of your website. So there is a Shopify theme store where you can get access to both free and paid themes, and you're able to try out any of these themes for free on an unlimited basis. There's no coding knowledge required to customize your theme. So unless you want to do very specific customizations, for most people, using the built-in theme editor is sufficient. So there's many different options available, and with the free themes, they give you fewer options. The paid themes give you more options to customize it, but you can still create a great looking store with a free plan, a free theme. So make sure you choose a theme that really reflects your brand. So think about what sort of look and feel you're going for, and select the theme that really brings out that the values of your business and most accurately reflects your brand. So once you're ready to start your Shopify trial, if you go to the link on the slide here and then click Start Free Trial, you'll be taken through a few steps. So you have to create an account and fill in some information about your business. Then once you've done that, you'll be taken to the Shopify admin, where you can start exploring the platform, uploading your products, and so on. Or, as we mentioned earlier, alternatively, you can contact us about setting up an unlimited trial store, because the free trial gives you only 3 days for free. Then you need to pay £1, £1 for the first month, and then £25 after that. So there's a couple of options available to you there. So after you've signed up to Shopify, you'll be taken to the store admin screen, which looks like this. So from here, you're ready to start customizing your store, uploading products, setting up payments, shipping, taxes, discounts, and so on. So as you can see from the screenshot, I find that this is quite intuitive. It's got the main links on the left-hand side. Then on the bottom left-hand corner, you've got your settings where you can access more configurations. And we'll go through a few of these during this presentation. So firstly, adding your products. Here are some tips on how to make the most of showcasing your products on your site. So you want to add as much detail as you can about your products, especially those that will help with SEO. We mentioned search engine optimization, such as name, description, and URL or handle. So you want to make sure you enter a descriptive name. In the description, add as much as you can about the product, ensuring to include the relevant keywords. So keywords are words and phrases that people will be typing into your website or into search engines when they're looking for products that you sell. If applicable, you can add variants like size or color. Product images can make a sale, so make sure to show off your products at their best and highlight any special or unique features with close-up photos. And depending on the product you're selling, it could be a good idea to take photos from different angles of the product as well. Keep all the images the same dimension, so I find that square images work best. And when you have all your images square on the website, it just looks very neat and tidy because all the images line up nicely. Then once you've uploaded your images, you can rearrange the order of them. So don't worry too much about that. You can also add videos too, and videos are even more powerful than images. So if you have videos available, then be sure to upload those to your product page. Then also want to add here that you should check your product description and make sure there are no errors and everything is up to date and pricing is correct and so on. So let's talk about collections. So a collection is a group of products that have some feature in common that customers might be looking for when visiting your store. For example, your customers might be looking for clothes specifically for men, women, or children, items of a certain type, size, or color, items on sale, or seasonal products like holiday cards and decorations. So using collections is a good way to group similar products together to help your customers find them more easily. So a product can appear in one or more collections, and usually you would display the collections as links on the home page and also in the navigation bar so your customers can navigate them easily. Collections can be created manually or automatically. So a manual collection is made when you select the items to be added manually to a collection, whereas with an automatic collection, you would set up some rules. So for example, you could have a collection which is products which are £10 or less. So you would set up a rule that says any item which is £10 or less will be added to the collection automatically. And if any if the price of an item changes and it goes over £10, then it will be automatically removed from the collection. Let's move on to discounts. So offering discounts can be a powerful marketing strategy for your Shopify store. So there are several types of discounts. There is a discount code where the customer will manually enter a code. There's also an automatic discount, which is applied automatically at the cart or checkout stage. You can choose from various formats, such as fixed value, which could be £10 off, for example, a percentage, or buy X, get Y, such as buy one, get one at half price. You can apply discounts to specific products or variants or collections, and there are some extra options here. You can specify the number of times a discount can be used. You can set a start date and expiry date. You can select which customers are allowed to use the discount. You can set an minimum order value, and you can choose whether it can be combined with other discounts or not. And let's move on to shipping. So you can choose a variety of shipping rates and methods to appear as options for your customers, or you can keep it simple and provide a single option. So you can choose from the following. So flat rates, price-based rates, weight-based rates, free shipping, and local pickup. So local pickup is like a click and collect service. Customers can order products from your store only if the country or region where they want the order to be shipped to is included in one of your shipping zones. So when you're setting up your shipping, you need to create a shipping zone, which can be a country, a region, or even a group of countries where you are willing to ship your order to. Now, if a customer is checking out and they try to select a country which is not within that shipping zone, then they won't be able to complete their checkout. Okay. So let's move on to adding pages and blogs. So as well as being able to create and add products to your website, you can also add information that won't change very often. And you can do this by adding them to your pages. So pages give this content a permanent location. So for example, you may want to include an About Us page or a contact page. I would always recommend doing both of those. You can choose whether you want the page to be visible immediately, or you can schedule it so it will become visible. It will be published at a certain time in the future. And Shopify gives you the ability to add different types of content. So as well as text, you're able to add images, videos. You can format the text, so you're able to add headings, bold, italic the text, create tables. So it can be quite flexible, and you can create the kind of layout that you want. So it doesn't have to be just a long block of text. Shopify also includes a built-in blogging feature. And publishing blogs on a regular basis is a good way to increase customer engagement, generate more sales, and improve your search engine optimization. So I would recommend to make use of this feature. So when it comes to the stage when you're going to be thinking about blog posts, then make sure you plan some content, what type of articles you're going to create, when you're going to post them. It's good to have a plan so you can you're able to create these and schedule them so they can go schedule them in advance. Then once you've got your pages or your blog posts, you can create a menu and add the pages and blog page to it so customers can easily navigate your site. Connecting a domain. So when you first create your Shopify website, you'll be given a domain which ends in .myshopify.com. And that's a free domain. However, we highly recommend connecting a custom domain because it looks more credible and it strengthens your brand. So it could be in the form of your storename.com, for example. So there's a couple of different ways to do this. The recommended method is to buy a domain from Shopify. Then it will be added to your store automatically. And this saves you time, especially if you have no knowledge about hosting a website. Then the second option is to purchase a domain from a third party, such as GoDaddy. But the disadvantage with this is that you have to redirect the DNS records yourself, which can be tricky. So purchasing a domain from a third party will usually be cheaper than purchasing a domain from Shopify, but that's only recommended if you know how to configure the DNS settings. So we do recommend choosing the first option and purchasing from Shopify because that's quicker and easier. Now, in either case, once you have connected a domain, Shopify will apply an SSL certificate. And if you don't know what that is, it is a way of making sure that your website is secure. So if you look at any website and it begins with HTTPS in the URL bar, then that website has an SSL certificate installed. If it's just HTTP, then the site doesn't have an SSL and it is not secure. So Shopify will supply you with the SSL certificate for free, and it does not expire, so you don't have to worry about renewing it. And that should be applied to your store usually within a few hours of you connecting your domain, but usually quicker than that. So a word on Shopify apps. So out of the box, Shopify gives you pretty much everything you need to start selling straight away. However, if you do need additional functionality, then you can go to the Shopify App Store where you will find thousands of apps. Some are free and some are paid. And here are a few examples of the types of apps you can find. So there are automated marketing apps, SEO, email capture. So email capture could be a newsletter sign up form that you have on your website. When someone enters their email address, they will get added to your mailing list. and they will receive email marketing messages from you. There are social media plugins, review apps, enhanced contact form builders. So the default contact form on Shopify is quite basic. It allows you to capture maybe name, email, phone number, message. But if you need to capture additional information, like allowing file upload, for example, or scheduling an appointment, then there are apps that can do that. There are analytics apps, upselling and cross-selling apps, automated chat and email response, chatbots, or live chat apps, and many others like invoicing apps, image gallery apps, and so many others. And at the end of this presentation, there is a list of useful links. And because there are so many apps to choose from, we have included a link to a blog, which is about the 20 best free Shopify apps for your store, which will help you to decide which are the best ones to use. So marketing your online store. So e-commerce offers many benefits over traditional brick and mortar stores, such as low barriers to entry and low cost of startup. But there's one disadvantage to online stores, and that is the lack of footfall. That means that your marketing activities are vital. So you can have the best, most perfectly designed online store, but if no one knows it exists, then it's not going to make you any money. So here are a few different methods you can try to market your online business. So you probably want to start with social media and email marketing because they're relatively cheap and very effective. Then as you build up a basic marketing strategy, you can experiment with other methods like pay-per-click ads. So this involves placing paid ads on sites such as Google, Bing, and social media sites. SEO, which is search engine optimization, which we talked about. Non-online marketing, which could be networking events, pop-up stores, markets, for example. Implementing a discount or loyalty card program, referral programs, blogging, and many other techniques available to you. There's also video marketing, which we didn't mention there. So many different ways you can choose to market your online business. So the key here is experimenting with a few, not too many, but choosing the ones which are most appropriate, then analyzing the performance to understand what's working and what's not, and then improving on your strategy. So we'll talk a bit about funding your e-commerce business. So one way of funding your e-commerce store is through Shopify Capital. So this is a merchant cash advance, which is a lump sum of money that you can apply to receive for a fixed fee. So this is different from a loan. With a loan, you usually pay back a regular amount of money, usually on a monthly basis, whereas a merchant cash advance is paid back depending on how much you make in terms of daily sales. So it can vary on a daily basis. So it's a kind of pay as you sell model. So you pay Shopify capital back as a percentage of your daily sales until the total amount is paid back. So if you make more sales on one day, you will pay more back. If you don't make sales on a particular day, then you won't pay anything back on that day. So if your store is eligible, then you'll receive an email notification and a message in your Shopify admin to let you know that you can apply for this. Now, Shopify doesn't give us the complete details on eligibility, but it does depend on various factors like how long you've been trading for on Shopify, how much you make in sales, and other factors. So they will take this into consideration. And one of the benefits of this is that you will receive funding in as quickly as 2 days if you've been approved. So look out for that notification, as you may qualify to receive funding from Shopify itself. So I'm going to hand it over back to Gary for questions and answers, and that concludes the main part of this presentation.
Okay, thank you very much, Sybil. And we'll now take any questions. I've just had one from Maycare. Yes, you will get a copy of the summary of this presentation. It will also be on our YouTube channel, which I'll give you the details of shortly as well, within the next 2 weeks. But has anybody got any questions? You can either put them in the chat or raise your hand on screen.
I just want to understand a bit more about the service that you offer, about helping people set up. I think you said a non-functional shop, or
Yes,
sorry,
thanks for your question.
am I making sense?
Yes, of course. Thanks for your question, Stella.
Okay.
So we offer a couple of services. So the one that I mentioned, which was the unlimited trial store.
Okay.
So we create a store for you that does incur a small setup fee. Once you have access to that store, then you are able to use it as much as you like. There's no time limit on it. So you can add in your products, configure themes, configure shipping, anything else that you want to explore within Shopify. And when you are ready to launch your business, you would contact us again to let us know, and then we can hand over, we call it like transferring ownership to you.
I see.
And then you'll be able to start using your store to sell products, and only at that point you will start paying the Shopify subscription fee. So with that service, we can offer some advice and consultation, but if you do need that additional support, there'll be charge for that too. So
when you say configure, does that mean that you'll be doing everything to do with setting up the shop?
So not with this service. So with this one, we just create the initial store. We'll put in like your business information. Because we're a Shopify partner, we're able to access this unlimited store for you. So you can access it for free. So we'll just do the very initial setup, but you will need to do the rest of it yourself. We do offer some consultancy, so if you need some support, advice, those would be paid services.
Yes.
Then the other option we can offer to you is where we build the entire Shopify website for you. So if you don't want to build it yourself, then you can give us the product information, business information, everything else, and we will do the complete development of the store for you.
Okay.
With the trial store, I think it's important to stress you can play around with it. You can put your information on it. If you decide it's not for you, then you just delete it. You pay a one-off fee. And then if you want to go ahead with it, that's fine. But if you decide, for whatever reason you don't want to, we can just delete it. So it gives you a chance to see if it's for you and if you can manage it. If you want to go ahead further, then that's fine.
Okay.
If you don't, you can delete it.
I did set up a Shopify account a very, very long time ago. I actually sold a few clothes on it, but never really, and I just sort of ignored it. Would it have shut down, or would I still be able to access it? We were talking about like 5 or 6 years ago.
That would depend if you're still paying the monthly
I
subscription.
wasn't paying anything. I think I had a free, the free option. I don't even know if they still do that now.
Right. Yeah,
Likely.
they have changed their plans a few times since then, so I suspect that store will not be active anymore.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank
We've
you.
got a question from Jenny. If you want to ask your question, Jenny. You're on mute, Jenny.
Hello, sorry about that. I was talking away then.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you've already answered one of the questions. Thank you. So just so I can understand, because obviously just starting out with Shopify, I don't know any background to it. I wanted to sell ebooks and courses via kind of Etsy and things like that. So I'm just thinking the best option for myself. Would it be the setting up with yourself, your offer, or do I need to get the full package? I mean, because it's not so much products I'll be selling, it's more courses and books. Or does that not matter? I don't know if I'm making sense at all.
Yes, you can certainly sell digital products with Shopify as well. But if your question is which service you should choose, then that's mostly up to you. So
Yeah.
if you just want to try the platform and you need time in order to do that, then I would recommend going for the unlimited trial. So it's just for you to explore whether this is the right platform for what you want to do. If you are sure that Shopify is what you want to go with to sell these products, but you don't want to build it yourself, then you can go for the second option, which is where we would develop the whole store for you.
Okay, lovely. And just one other question, if you don't mind. You were mentioning, was it print on demand or something, or drop shipping?
Yes.
Is that for more big businesses, or could smaller businesses in like small amounts be considered, or do you have to buy, X amount or, thousands of products? I mean, how does it work for the small business as well, basically?
Absolutely. So that's the beauty of drop shipping. So there's no limits, there's no that sort of minimum or maximum number of products that you need to sell to qualify for it. So yeah, I mean, if that's the route you want to go down, then I would recommend looking into that. So yeah, it's not just for the
No minimum orders or anything.
No.
Lovely.
What you
Thanks.
have to watch with that though, Jenny, is the shipping costs. Because obviously if you're buying 50 items, the shipping costs are going to be lesser in real terms than like 1 or 2 items.
Yeah, I
So
see what you mean. Yeah, so it could be
that's
quite
what you
high
have
with
to
it.
watch. Well, it depends. I mean, if it's a small item, it depends on how bulky it is. It might not be too much, but if you inquired with, even if you go online looking to pay for it, they'll have to tell you what the shipping costs are. And then you can just abort the transaction if you think it's too much, or maybe inquire in advance what it would be. Because it's not necessarily overly expensive, but it does depend on what the item is.
Yeah,
You know, because
it's
there
a
is.
large item. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you, Gary.
Hi, can I ask a question about
Sure,
something to do
sure.
with the presentation? So we were talking about payments, and you were saying that there's obviously a free option and stuff that can be used on multiple different platforms. How would I even look into that? What is it called? So you were saying that you can obviously have a kind of checkout system that works on Facebook or Instagram, things like that. Is that something that you were?
Yeah, so that one is the Shopify starter plan, which is £5 a month. So,
But could you have that as well as your website running at the same time? Is that something that's included together, or are they two different things?
So they're two different things. If you have an existing website already, then you would sign up with the Shopify starter plan and
Right.
you would embed that into your existing website, because the Shopify starter doesn't provide you with the website, it just gives you the checkout functionality. So yes, the two would
Right.
have to be running alongside each other.
That's okay. Yeah, thank you. There was just one other thing as well that I wanted to kind of ask about, which was how, in terms of the marketing, you were saying there's obviously lots of different options, and obviously I'm going to go for things like email marketing and social media. But is there anything specifically that you would recommend in terms of pay-per-click ads and different things? Is there somewhere that I should be starting? Do I just contact Google, or is there something on Shopify that kind of helps with that? Or
Yeah, I think as we mentioned earlier, the usual way to begin with is social media and email marketing, as those are the lowest cost options. The thing with pay-per-click ads is they can become expensive, and you have to make sure that you are targeting your ads properly, because what could happen is you may get a lot of clicks from these ads through to your website. But if they're not qualified, you'll be spending money on these clicks, but not actually getting conversions or getting many sales from them. So you have to.
oh, right. So it's down to how many times people press it rather than the actual sale that
Yeah,
goes through. So yeah, it could end up being
exactly.
quite.
That's
Yeah,
right.
at the moment, obviously the amount I'm obviously putting into the business is minimal, so it'd be great to keep the costs down as much as possible, kind of going forward. Okay, or maybe I'll look at that
Yeah.
at a later date.
The other thing you could do, Bonnie, is on our YouTube channel, because we've done it fairly recently. Sybil does a presentation on how to develop a digital marketing strategy.
Okay, digital marketing strategy. Yeah.
So where are you based, Bonnie? Because if you're based in Greenwich or Bexley, we might be able to give you some free support.
Oh no, unfortunately not. I'm down in Sussex, a little
Right.
bit further
Okay.
away
Yeah,
from
just
you,
a bit
but
outside.
thank you anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to watch that, our YouTube channel is open to anybody, and it's the same for the other people on this. And Sybil does a very good presentation well, there's three actually. There's that one, there's getting your business online, which is another one that Sybil has done as part of this series. And we've also done one on funding and e-commerce opportunities. So and I'll put in a plug for our next one as well, which is on the 5th of December, which is how to write a funding application.
Okay, thank
Which is
you.
basically one for beginners. You know, it's notorious for jargon. Both Sybil and I, if you've noticed, we try and keep everything as jargon free as we can, you know, because the aim is not to show how clever we are here. The aim is to get the information that you want, because that's what people want. But with that one, we've already had the bid writing one. We've already had 40 registrations or over 40 registrations already, and it's still several weeks away. So if you're interested in that, I would register soon. It's on our
Thank you.
usual email marketing. Jenny, you've got a question.
Yeah, hello, Gary. Sorry, I was on mute again. Yeah, just to get a bit more info. So the £60 fee unlimited. You set it all up, etc. Do you give sort of brief guidance how to go about, you know, getting your head around Shopify, or is there like videos, stuff to help? Because I'm not very IT savvy, so I'm just wondering, is it quite straightforward to get this all up and running, or is there some kind of support you could point us in to sort of help set it all up, basically?
So for the £60 service, we don't actually give you any guidance on that one. It's just to do the initial setup of the website. So you can either contact us and we can give you some sessions if you need like one-to-one support, but they will be chargeable. However, the other things I can suggest are there are lots of resources available on the Shopify website. There are other webinars I've done on the C&T channel, as Gary has mentioned. We've also got an ebook for sale on the C&T website. It's called Powered by Shopify, Building Your First E-commerce Store. And that guide is a good introduction to anyone who's not used the platform before, and they want to know the basics of how to do the configurations, add products, etc. So mostly what we talked in the presentation today, but it goes into more detail on all those areas.
Fabulous. That sounds really useful. Thanks, Sybil. I'll look out for that. What was it called? Powered by
Shopify, building your first e-commerce store.
It's not very expensive either, so have a look at that.
I'll get hold of that. Lovely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. It's past midday now, so thank you all for joining us. There's still time. Any additional questions from anybody while we're all still here? We're always happy to take them because we appreciate you joining us today. Here are our details. There is the C&T Associates YouTube channel. All our other details. So please follow us and like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. It is free, as you know. So we're trying to build it up. It's not been going too long. We've got over 200 subscribers already, but we want to get as many as we can, so as you can get benefit to this free resource. And thank you for joining us today. I'd also like to thank Sybil for her usual thorough job on the presentation on this, which is quite a difficult technical issue, which she always illuminates. So thank you for that. And
thank you.
Could you show the slide with all the links in again? That's from Mandy.
Yeah, so it's just this one, I think. We will send you a copy of the slides anyway with the list of links, but here it is again for your reference.
Yeah, that's all the links there. Okay, then. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And remember, our next presentation is on the 5th of December. You can register for that right now. And this presentation has been brought to you with support from the Royal Borough of Greenwich and as part of Global Entrepreneurs Week. If you search Global Entrepreneurs Week, there's still a wide range of online and in-person activities taking place throughout the UK and indeed internationally. So thank you all for joining us today, and we very much would like to thank you for participating and hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, thank you.